Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well-informed.
Great to be here.
Today we're getting into Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. It's really popular for a reason.
Absolutely. It hits different.
Yeah, our mission is basically to pull out the most, surprising and useful bits fast. The book argues that how we act with money matters way more than how smart we are.
Right. It frames personal finance as, well, mostly psychology, not Excel sheets.
Exactly. So let's dive right in. What's the first sort of big idea Housel throws at us about how we even see money?
Well, what's really key is that he starts by saying we all see it differently. Our money decisions, they come from our own unique history.
Like our childhood.
Yeah, upbringing, the times we grew up in, specific things that happened to us. It means there isn't one single right or rational way to handle money for everyone.
That makes sense. So we should be a bit more understanding of why people make different choices.
Exactly. Empathy becomes really important there.
Okay, that's a powerful start. And speaking of things maybe not being totally rational, the book talks a lot about luck and risk, right? How does he unpack that?
He uses some great examples like Bill Gates. Brilliant guy, worked hard, obviously.
Sure.
But Housel points out there was also a huge element of luck, being in the right place, right time, specific opportunities others didn't have.
So it wasn't just skill and hard work.
Right. And the takeaway is maybe we shouldn't judge financial success or failure so harshly in ourselves or others. There are big forces at play. It's not purely merit.
That definitely makes you stop and think. And it kind of leads into another trap he talks about, doesn't it? This idea of never enough.
Oh, absolutely. It's huge.
Even people with tons of money fall into it. What's driving that?
It's almost always social comparison.
Yeah.
Looking around, seeing what others have or what we think they have.
Keeping up with the Joneses, basically.
Yeah, but on overdrive, maybe? It creates this constant dissatisfaction, this feeling of needing more, even when you objectively have plenty. It's a treadmill.
And that treadmill obscures what wealth really is, according to Housel.
Exactly. He suggests we need to redefine it.
Okay, so what is true wealth then, in his view?
It's pretty simple, actually. It's the ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want.
So it's about control over your life.
Precisely. Time. Time is the ultimate luxury, the most valuable asset you have. That's true wealth, freedom.
Wow, okay, that flips the script. So if time and control are the real goals, how does that connect to, practical advice? What's the most basic thing we should do?
It leads straight to saving. Just saving money, period.
Regardless of how much you earn.
Yes. And he has this great line, true wealth is what you don't see.
What does he mean by that?
It's not the fancy car, the big house. It's the money not spent on those things. It's the savings, the investments, the buffer that gives you options, security, freedom. That unseen stuff is what provides the control.
The quiet power of having options. I like that. And it feels like this isn't just about cold, hard logic either. He talks about being reasonable rather than purely rational. What's that about?
Yeah, that's important. We're human, right? Not robots. So emotions, feeling comfortable, sleeping well at night, that stuff matters.
So sometimes the best mathematical decision isn't actually the best for you.
Exactly. A reasonable approach is one you can stick with long term. Even if it's not perfectly optimal on paper, it acknowledges your own psychology.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So if time is key and being reasonable helps us stick with a plan, then the engine that makes it all work is compounding, right?
Oh, massively. The power of compounding. But the key lesson isn't necessarily about chasing the highest possible returns.
No. What is it then?
It's about time. Giving your money years, decades to grow. He uses Warren Buffett, yes, great investor, but the real magic was starting at age 10.
Decades and decades of compounding.
That's it. Patience and consistency. Time in the market is way more important than trying to time the market.
Right. And playing that long game means you can't afford huge mistakes. That ties into avoiding extremes, leaving room for error.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You need a buffer. The future's unpredictable. You can't plan for everything, so don't bet the farm on things going perfectly.
Don't be 100% optimistic or 100% pessimistic.
Exactly. Build in some margin of safety for job losses, downturns, whatever life throws at you. It keeps you in the game so compounding can work.
Which connects to another interesting idea. Tail events drive outcomes. What does that mean? It sounds like most things don't matter that much.
Sort of. It means a few events, a few decisions, often have a disproportionately huge impact on the final result. Think, like one amazing investment or surviving one huge crash.
So maybe only 1 out of 100 decisions really moves the needle significantly.
It could be something like that.
Yeah.
It's not about being perfect all the time, but about surviving the bad times and being positioned to benefit from the rare big wins. Enduring is key.
Okay, so putting this all together, maybe the most important takeaway is figuring out what enough actually means for you personally.
Yes. That feels like the ultimate point he's building towards. Define your own finish line.
Instead of just endlessly chasing more.
Right. More money, more status, always comparing. Knowing you're enough based on your values, what truly makes you happy, that's freedom from the treadmill. That's the real goal.
So wrapping this up, the big message seems clear. Doing well with money isn't really about being a genius.
Not at all. It's about behavior.
Yeah. Being humble, knowing luck plays a role, being patient, being consistent over time.
Wealth, the kind that Sells talks about, is built slowly, often quietly. It's not flashy. It's not about crazy risks. It's the long game, valuing what you don't see.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener. How might really sitting down and redefining your personal enough actually change the way you make financial decisions and maybe change your whole path towards finding real freedom? Something to think about.